Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 greatest duologies in video game history. Keep in mind that we're only considering franchises with 2 mainline games. They can have spin-offs, but the overall story must be only between 2 games.
Let's just say your hour has come again.
Before we begin, we publish new videos all week long, so be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Dishonored and Dishonored 2.
Stupid rats. Plague. Licks.
Hey.
Crap.
Take that!
If you've been itching for some great stealth action games, then why have you not been playing Dishonored? They may not have set the world on fire the same way Bethesda's bigger IPs have, but both games delivered some incredible experiences. You'll infiltrate imaginative steampunk environments in order to capture or kill those who have betrayed you. The way you dispatch them does affect your game's difficulty too. They demand players to be observant in their surroundings and cunning in execution, which you will quickly find is a lot easier said than done. Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2.
No. It must have been something else. You don't smell like pond scum.
Nice. You should write greeting cards.
The first Psychonauts was such an underrated gem that it's hard to believe we managed to get a sequel almost 20 years later. Don't let the absurd art style fool you either. Psychonauts and its sequel boast some of the most brilliant writing and game design we've seen, all of it inspired by the wondrous world of psychology.
I've been hearing a lot about head explosion, and I was wondering...
Science, Rasputin. That is what we practice down here.
Not only are there tons of laughs and emotional moments, you may even walk away feeling like you suddenly understand the tricks and traps of the human mind much more than you did before. Just don't go around diagnosing people like you're an expert, alright? Just because you played this game, you're not a therapist all of a sudden.
I don't know about that.
Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, and Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Regardless if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, this is a game meant for anybody who loves RPGs, strategy games, open world games, fantasy games, or you know what, every video game fan in general needs to play this. Really, the Nemesis system is something truly remarkable as it writes and rewrites characters throughout your adventure.
So, you're stepping into the Cadagor's den, eh? How I look forward to mauling you like a beast!
Every playthrough between these games feels brand new despite having the same world, the same assets, the same set pieces, etc. Fair warning, the Middle-earth games are pretty meaty games, so you might be working on these two for at least a couple of months.
The Grave Walker is down.
Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2. The best way to describe the Alan Wake games is mind-shattering, and we don't mean that the gameplay is going to do that. Overall, these are just both third-person shooter horror games. What really draws people into these two, though, is the mystery behind everything.
Easy.
Both games set up all kinds of strange events with demented creatures stalking and attacking you. We don't want to say too much about the story itself because it truly is best experienced without knowing too much. So, if you've been needing a good scare, these are the games that are definitely going to do it.
You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake before his murder.
System Shock and System Shock 2. Speaking of terrifying games, System Shock is a duology that'll sometimes feel a little too real. The original game, as well as its 2023 remake by Night Dive, do an excellent job at immersing you into a world plagued by murderous machines, bent on bringing mankind to its knees. And just when you think the nightmare is over, System Shock 2 comes in with Shodan once again to haunt your dreams.
They have used their powers of mind control.
To gain access to the ship's computer.
Between the gunplay and the writing done by BioShock creator Ken Levine, there's really no good reason to go through life without playing either of these two.
Contains the research laboratories.
Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotei. Say what you will about PlayStation's first-party games, Sucker Punch's Ghost games are truly the best in the class. Though both are similar in their open-world format and cinematic storytelling, what differs the two is the way they do combat. Both are insanely fun to play with, too. In Tsushima, you'll learn stances with your katana and acquire various tools to fight Mongolians. In Yotei, you're given a whole arsenal of weapons with a ton of different ways to dispatch foes, with some harder fights to boot. No matter which one you start with, both games are excellent in the ways they let you live out your own samurai shinobi adventure. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. We will forever cherish the other 3D Mario games. However, Galaxy was legendary in so many ways between its two installments. For starters, you had some of the most clever level design in Mushroom Kingdom history with the way gravity worked across different planets. Then you had the beautiful music composed by Koji Kondo and Mahito Yokota, using a full symphony orchestra for the first time ever in the Super Mario franchise. And to tie it all with a pretty green bow, Galaxy 2 incorporated Yoshi into the series. Really, what more could you ask for? Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Nice shot!
Though we all make fun of the overtly performed animations for menial actions, Red Dead Redemption and its sequel are absolutely unforgettable games. In addition to simulating a living and breathing Wild West, Red Dead Redemption explores an era that few westerns ever did across all forms of entertainment. Whereas most movies, TV, and games focus on the Wild West during its prime, these games provide glimpses into the end of the era, the shift where cowboys and outlaws began to fade out of society. This duology has become an interesting capsule of American history, and one that just about everybody needs to experience at least once. Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Some call it the best game Valve has ever created, and we can see why. From the moment you start the first game, Half-Life becomes deeply captivating with its horrifying creatures, voice acting, and level design. On top of that, almost everything reacts to the way you interact with things. The way objects move about, the way enemies will try to avoid incoming fire and take cover, it all feels so quaint given how video games have evolved since then, but when you look at it under the lens of this came out in 1998 or this was in 2004, you'll find yourself continuously amazed at the visual and technical achievements here. And lastly, Portal and Portal 2.
Good. Now use the Aperture Science unstationary scaffold to reach the chamber lock.
Yep, Valve gets back-to-back entries on this list, and for good reason. For as much as we enjoy Half-Life, there are some aspects of both that have not aged all that well. Looking at you, Zen. But Portal and Portal 2 might just be the greatest duology in video game history.
pass the test.
These are games that will make you think outside of the proverbial box as you mess with spatial distortion and slowly work your way to more complex puzzles with simple mechanics. And just when you think you've seen everything Portal has to offer, it shows another clever use of those same mechanics, eventually making them work in tandem with each other. And don't say you don't have time for puzzle games. They're both short, and they're super satisfying to finish without using a guide.
I didn't see the deer today. I did see some humans. But with you here, I've got more test subjects than I'll ever need.
Which video game duology is your favorite? I will live and breathe Portal until the day I die. But let us know what you think down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to MojoPlays.